Fleshy Mechs.
They're not mechs.
Fleshy Mechs. Flesh Mechs.
No. Mechs are mechanical.
Flex.
Flesh Mechs is disgusting. Never say that again.
Flesh Mech.
Welcome back, my little lowborns. My degenerate commoner lowborns.
I want you to know. I want to read verbatim Alden's reaction.
Oh, good. I was really worried that, like, obviously I don't know Alden. I don't know any of them. And it's just kind of like, is he going to be okay with that?
No, I thought it was very funny. Hold on, I got to find the text thread.
No,
he said, I just laughed so incredibly hard at that. Well done indeed to all involved.
All involved, Jarod, and Alden.
And then he followed it up and said, I'm glad it's as funny now that I'm not as high as I was when I said it. So.
I pissed myself laughing at like 3 a.m. listening to that, so it was definitely funny. But I was like, oh, that's the intro. That's the intro.
Hello. Thank you to the gentleman whose name escapes me, who made me into one of my favorite memes of all time. I was not familiar.
Oh, Mick, yes. Mick, yeah.
Thank you, Mick.
Classic.
We were on our way home from one of the days of Comic-Con when Mitch was like, check Twitter right now. And I opened Twitter and laughed so loud and so hard that Taylor almost crashed the fucking car.
Nice.
She's like, what is going on? And I'm like, I was not familiar with your game. Although I do have a new round of Kaji criticism.
Oh, no.
Listen, I understand that he's under deep cover. Mm. And I understand that when you're undercover, sometimes you got to play a character that is not true to who you are as a person. And I do not think that this is true to who Kaji is as a person. However,
here it comes.
There was some Kristen Cole-ass like misogyny and some very valid HR complaints in the sick shit coming out of Kaji's mouth this week, and I did not appreciate it. I feel like you could be under deep cover and not be like, you got one hell of a mouth on you. I bet I can find a way to shut it up. Or like, like you keep your mouth busy. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Our imperfections are what make us human, Jarod.
Oh, okay. So like anybody can talk like that, and you're cool with it, Mitch? Is that what you're co-signing right now?
No, Kaji's fine. Kaji's a man of a different time.
Man,
he's what, like pushing 30?
Everybody, clip this. Chat. Clip this chat.
No one clip it.
Huh?
I said no one clip it.
Everybody clip it.
Yeah. I'm the king of the degens, don't you know that? Right?
I know, but I'm the savior of the degens.
No, you can't save degens. We're too far gone.
I'm going to give all you dusty Evangelion nerds a little bit of riz and a little bit of swagger.
Look, you are in this dusty corner. There's no coming out of it. It's like glitter. No. Once you get dust on you, it's never coming off.
Nope.
That's it.
Nope. I'm gonna be every fan. Every fanon piece of bullshit I hate about Star Wars, I can use the power of the dark side for good, and it will not consume me. No. I will do what Jason Solo and Exar Kun could not.
No.
I will.
You think that now? You haven't finished this show yet.
I can harness the power of the dark side for good.
No, you can't.
You can't.
No. That's not how the Force works, Jarod.
No, it's how the anime Force works.
Mr. has twice now told me you can't use both for bullshit reasons. It says he would be a good Jedi, now wanting to use the dark side of the Force. Even my dog agrees. If anyone heard that, I don't know. But
I didn't, but I know.
Well, I did.
I know I'm right, but anyway, this is a wild run of episodes.
The fourth child.
I
think it's called the fourth.
One of them is it's one of those like there's different names across it.
I know the next episode's Ambivalence.
Well, no, Ambivalence was the part 2 to this.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The next one. If we're starting with fourth, this fourth child, yeah. So
but no, child. I mean it was kind of a wild run. I will say I'm not in love with the Toji choice.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't care for it. I thought, I don't know. I was kind of looking forward to adding like a brand new character to the cast.
Yeah. That's fair.
I will say it is a concept that was like I was warming up to more and more with the way they were characterizing Toji's reaction to the news. Obviously there's room for 2 Ava pilots who absolutely do not want to fucking be here. As just that kind of being their main relationship to this mission. But I don't know. I liked Toji and fucking Junior ROTC boy as
I can never remember his name.
No, I can't either. He's just Junior ROTC. Because that is him. That is him to a T. That is the meme of the kid. Like, did you know you're disrespecting a future member of the United States Marine Corps? That kid is him. But I've never met a Junior ROTC kid who was not exactly like that and wildly annoying. I remember I referred to somebody I knew as a former Marine in high school, and I had 4 of these kids at once go, "There's no such thing as a former Marine." All kids whose best grade was in gym class, like all at once, like hoorah, like fucking 12. Anyway, but no, I liked Toji and Junior ROTC as kind of like your everyman in this situation, that like they are our peer into like what civilian life is like, or especially like civilian life for a kid.
Yeah.
In this time where all they see, all they know is like trying to have a normal life, as normal a life as you can have in these circumstances, surrounded by this crazy, fanciful bedlam and carnage, right? That they know like everything is up in the air and everything is in the hands of these people my age piloting these fleshy mechs.
They're not mechs.
Fleshy mechs. Flesh mechs.
No. Mechs are mechanical.
Flex.
Flesh mechs is disgusting. Never say that again.
Flesh mech.
No, please. I'm cutting out. I'm actually going to cut that. Just for the bit.
No, flesh mech. You can put a litany of bleeps over this, and then people can forever wonder what I'm saying when I say flesh mech.
Oh.
That can be your fun little new redacted bit. But no, I like them in that role, right? I like them in that role a lot. And whenever they were like, "Oh, we decided on the new pilot. Oh God, what are we gonna do when we tell them who it is?" And I'm like, for a very brief moment, I was like, Commander Ikari has a bastard son that we've never seen before.
Oh, so you didn't clock that it was Toji straight away?
Well, no, I had, like I said, like a very split second of like, because it's framed as the like, how the fuck are we gonna tell Shinji?
Yeah.
And that brief moment of like them focusing on how did we tell Shinji who it is, I'm like, oh, like he's not Commander Ikari's only son. Was like the brief moment I had, and then like almost immediately they say it, and then they basically hard cut to Toji, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This is dumb. I don't like it.
I do find it funny how they just outright refuse to say that it's Toji for the entire episode. It's only in Ambivalence do they actually outwardly say, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's Toji." There's a whole episode where they keep hard cutting to Toji every time they're talking about it, but they never actually tell you until the next episode.
Yeah, and I think that it's like it puts the viewer very similarly in Shinji's perspective of like everybody is talking about it in such like plain but still thinly veiled language.
Yeah.
That it is Shinji's willful ignorance that inculcates him from this knowledge. I do have character questions as to why they were so worried about telling Shinji. Like, it's not like, I mean, he reacted. But why would it bother him? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Like, the existence of Asuka didn't bother him aside from her being a prick.
Yeah, but he doesn't. That's uncalled for. He doesn't know Asuka at the time. She's already a pilot when they meet. He's gotten to know Toji. He's and all this sort of stuff. It's like he doesn't like piloting an Ava. I don't think he'd like his friend to pilot an Ava and to go through the shit he goes through. That would be my interpretation of it.
I mean, I guess. Also, I understand that you like Asuka, and again, the Penelope Featherington effect is in full effect.
She's the best character.
But, like, we need to stop pretending that she's not an asshole. I get if you like her for her assholery. We need to stop pretending that that's not a feature. No, or at the very least, pretending that it's not a bug. You know, like you need, like, come on.
Bug implies there's something wrong with it. It's totally fine.
Which is why it's a feature, and that's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. I just do it for the bit. It's funny. You're wrong, but it's funny.
Whatever. But so I found myself like apprehensive of it. Again, the angle of, you know, Shinji got pressured into this by virtue of, you know, hey kid, you're getting tagged in. Mm-hmm. You have as wildly fucked up as it is to say this, like, you at the ripe age of 14 have nothing else to fucking live for. And you will do anything to please your father. So hop up and get in the robot and get into the Fleshy Mech, and it's uncomfortable, it's unfortunate, it's sad, it's tragic, it's all those things. So taking Toji, who has, again, I like what he represents, but there's not a whole lot of character on the bone. There's a whole lot of meat on the bone, right? Like right now, his biggest bit of character development is Shinji, your recklessness as an Ava pilot, even though, like, it's that weird place of, was it Shinji? Was it the Ava? Who lost control of what? When he goes ape shit in one of those first battles, that he causes, you know, civilian harm. You know, we start to have the Man of Steel Avengers, you know, meta conversation about civilians in harm's way in these big butt fuck crazy fights. And that was kind of where his character development stopped. Yeah. And then he got to witness Shinji risk life and limb. Shinji risks life and limb to save Junior ROTC and Toji. And, you know, he has a change of heart about him. And he's like, no, not only do I find you so honorable to the point where I actually do want to be your friend and kind of have your back in school, because, you know, you're this, you know, kind of frail little kind of torpy guy, and I'm some, you know, big brick shithouse doofus, so I can protect you.
He's also like 3 years older than Shinji.
He's also 3 years older than Shinji.
Kensuke, that's the kid's name. I never remember it.
But yeah, and I think that Kensuke, Junior ROTC, was, I think he's a really cool foil for Toji in this context. Because again, you have Rei, who just again seems so weirdly just
she exists,
apathetic towards all of this. Like, you know, it's very much that John Mulaney, like, life is so goddamn weird, this might as well be happening. Like, you know, like that's kind of like how she kinds is going through this. Asuka has whatever skeletons are in her closet and is completely pridefully bound to this role, and, you know, so like they kind of exist in their own world. But when you juxtapose Shinji and Toji with Junior ROTC, whose name I already forgot, Kensuke, sure, whatever.
Wow,
he, you know, you have these two young men And again, like we've talked before about like the gender politics of this show and how like for like 99% of the time it feels like the sideways misogynistic shit that's coming out of a character's mouth at any moment. You kind of have an Always Sunny thing going on where it's we as the writers, we as the people making this art are aware of the fact that this person is wrong and sounds like a dumbass. So we are going to emphasize how wrong and dumb they sound. But nonetheless, there are characters within the narrative who speak that way. And I think we're seeing another version of that, is very much leaning on these traditions of like toxic masculinity, that like Shinji and Toji, no matter how young, no matter how meek at times either one can be, there is still this like masculine honor bound, duty bound, I have been called to fight and I must fight thing going on with both of them. And they both come from places of hurt but also from a place of wanting to protect the ones they care about, or at the very least impress those that they care about. And taking Toji, and like they say at the very beginning of the second episode we watched here today, with that his only request was that his little sister be moved to like nerve, like medical, whatever. And again, if there were any doubts about who it was very clearly laid to rest with that one line of dialogue.
Yeah.
Which I thought was clever, and I like that a lot. But yeah, like I said, I think like it's one of those situations. Like you and I talked a lot about this before with my feelings about Pedro Pascal being cast as Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic, where it's like, do I think there's a there? Yes. Do I think this will be good? Yes. Am I personally sold and need a little bit more winning over for this? Also, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's where I am with Toji being the fourth children, is that it's like I see the vision, I see what this can be, what this can represent within the narrative, and the messaging here. I see all of it crystal clear. It's going to take a little bit more winning me over to let go of Toji as the like layman everyman, as like, because again, he's been a great peer into like, it's very much the, what does it look like when you're some average schlub with a 9-to-5 watching the Avengers fight the Chitauri above New York City, it's nice to look through that person's eyes from time to time. And seeing him dragged into it. But again, but like I said earlier, sorry, ADHD kind of, because I have a lot of thoughts, and this is very rich.
Control the mind palace, Joe. Come on, control it.
Jedi meditating here. But I like the juxtaposition with ROTC Jr.
Kensuke.
Sure. That he is so like, let me in. I want to do it. I want to be a little hero. Again, it's very much that junior ROTC bullshit where it's like, I'm looking at all these kids who watched Jarhead and Full Metal Jacket and didn't understand what the movies were fucking about. Who are like, rah, get my rifle. That he's like, yo, I want to do the thing. Oh, Miss Sato. But you juxtapose that with these two people who already do live that life. Like Toji has not stepped foot in an Ava yet, and he knows the world of dread and despair he is walking into. And then you have this punk little motherfucker who just wants to be a hero, who just wants to be noticed, who wants to be treated like a hero, I should say. And just wants to be noticed and wants to be notable because he loves to LARP being a soldier.
Yeah.
And
now, just to jump in there,
really fascinating to me. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, so I was interrupting you. Would you have felt better if it was Kensuke instead of Toji?
No, part of me is I wouldn't want it to be either of them.
Okay.
As like I said, my big thing is, and again, this is if I were writing the story, is that I like them as our window into what it is.
That
like,
perspective of the civvy perspective, yeah.
And again, when fully ready and prepared for me to like do a full 180 and go, no, this is a genius decision. And again, I see the writing on the wall. I see why this will most likely be a very resonant choice for him as a character. But it's not a decision I would have thought to have made.
Yeah.
that I
That's
like.
fair.
I
That's
like
fair.
that perspective from
That's
the
fair.
two of them as a unit.
Mm.
But yeah,
Well, Kensuke though, I can tell you this because it's only in like supplementary stuff, and it's not. I don't even think it's necessarily classed as canon. I think it's like second tier canon.
Okay.
But Kensuke was the Unit 4 pilot. But
wait. Say that again. What?
Kensuke was supposed to be the pilot of Unit 4. The one that goes boom, it's supposed to be his.
Oh,
So, well, quotes, supposed. It's
hate it. Even
Wow.
worse choice. I mean,
that means both of them would have got it though.
I
So.
think that.
And as the show tells you in these episodes, that school is just there for Ava pilots.
I was gonna say, is that what they were alluding to? That this is just them harvesting, which is so
Yeah.
The
Marduk
I would say
Foundation
that
or whatever they call it. Like,
yeah. I think that there is there's an interesting angle with this kid getting in, right? Like it's a very simple story to tell, where it is, oh, I'm gonna go do the thing, rah rah rah, and then like the horrors of war, and it's at that point you're almost playing with a World War One metaphor, where it's very much the war came home finally, and gone are the days of like civilians getting to be like, oh, we're gonna go on a little picnic and go on the hill and watch a gentlemanly battle, and then like you watch a dude get liquefied with a fucking cannonball, and you're like, oh, never mind. I'm mixing my wars here a little bit because
war never changes.
I know, but I just, for those of you who I know, I'm talking about War Came Home and World War One, and like that notorious story about like some aristocrat deciding to watch a Civil War battle in America. So for those of you at home, I know, but it doesn't matter.
It makes sense to Jarod, damn it.
I know it does. I'm scatterbrained. I'm still coming off of my 14 hours slumber post Steel City Comic Con. But jumping into my notes proper here, I like the mission report questioning element. I like the little ways that they're kind of tipping their hands with the like, to our knowledge currently. She's like, what the fuck does that mean? And they're like, you don't ask questions. Okay. That wasn't foreboding at all.
Nope.
I like that the angels. So this episode did kind of answer it didn't necessarily answer a question I had so much as it did address the fact that I'm not crazy about asking it.
No.
How much of a centralized effort are the angel attacks? Like, are they in league with one another? Is there like a central force commanding them? Which again, I've not fully let go of the idea that every single angel attack has been a false flag by Nerv. I've still not let go of that.
It could very well be.
That's still something tumbling around in my brain as I watch this show.
You just never know.
But I am glad that they are asking the question of like, where are the angels? Pardon my hiccups. Where are the angels getting their marching orders from, if anywhere? How are they all like? How is each attack kind of built upon the last one? At like each one, like strategically and tactically, kind of like pick up where the last one left off.
Yeah.
Now where it went from the angel consumed in Ava and kind of ate one with its weird shadow realm to now we have a possessed angel. And I think it does kind of beg the idea of, are the angels in some type of synchronicity? Because like it went from we consumed an angel entirely to an angel managed to possess an Ava. Or, the other reality is that these Avas, again, as they are, as is confirmed, like copies of the OG angel, this motherfucker don't miss. That, perhaps they did not fully kind of like, it's like, it's almost like when you're making a pumpkin, like a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween, and you're carving a pumpkin and you got to get all the pumpkin guts out of there. It's almost like that. where like they didn't quite get all the pumpkin guts. Like there's just like one corner of the pumpkin that is still very gutty.
Gutty.
And you put a candle in there and it'll lit the pumpkin on fire from the inside. I think that's kind of what happened. Like they didn't fully like score out any of the angelness to that Ava. So it could be that, but it also could be there is some type of cloud magi style intelligence with the angels. And again, that doesn't fully rule out the fact that it is the magi in some way. All funneling everything back to the angels. I trust nothing and nobody.
That's a trauma response, that is.
Listen, Mitch, when we were doing this show, I had to split my paranoia equally between you and Michael, and now that Bastards is in the off season,
I get the full attention now.
You get all of my paranoia now. I don't have to worry about Salvage showing up anytime soon on this show.
Or do you?
You'll never know what you. See, that'll be a funny little editing bit for you if you hit the "or do you" and then just play the Ionized Bastards intro.
I would, but same reason as I can't remember what you said to play last week. Just like, no, it will get taken down.
I won't get taken down.
Oh, I bet it would. It'd be my lucky
every single episode of Ionized Bastards Season 2 is still up.
My third ever video. Actually, no, wait. Or was it the fifth? We did one of these. It was one of the earlier ones. I used a copyright-free bit of music, and it instantly got scammed on. I've been burnt soft as gate. I ain't risking it.
Was it taken down, or did it just get a copy?
No, it was just claimed. And that was for a free bit of music. Like
just do like a hard 3 second, just you'll never know, and then cut back. And you can cut out all of us doing punch up on this bit.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes. See if I remember. I probably won't.
But no. So I thought that was interesting.
Also answers your other question of what happens if an angel infects an Ava.
Gets real scary.
It does get real scary.
Real scary.
It does, yeah.
So that brings me to another question, because the explosion seemed to be similar to what happened in. Oh, let me ask this question, because they kind of use the terms interchangeably. So the facility in Nevada.
Yes.
The
second branch.
Yeah, branch 2. Did it go kablooey, or did it Thanos snap away? Because they say explosion and vanished kind of interchangeably.
Well, you see the footage of it, right? When everything starts to turn red.
Yeah.
I think they call it the direct C or something like that. But there is an explosion and it does vanish.
Okay, so was it basically the same thing that happened here with Unit 3?
I assume so, yeah. I think that's safe.
Okay. So does that mean Unit 4 is out there possessed by an Ava?
No, Unit 4 is
is gone.
Everything's gone, yeah.
Okay, so it was destroyed, or is there an angel on American soil?
I mean, if it's disappeared, it's not on the soil, right? But I can't say if it was destroyed.
Okay. Was it actually destroyed or vanished, or is there an angel active on a different continent now?
There are currently no Avas on different continents.
Okay. If you're bullshitting me, you're gonna get an earful.
I have not bullshitted you. I know you don't trust it. I have been brutally honest in my own special way.
Okay, I'll take it at your word. Also, Commander Akari.
After all the nice things you said about him, either last week or the week before.
All the nice things I said. What nice things have I said about him?
You said nice things the other week when they went to see you.
Okay, calling somebody surprisingly sentimental is
in comparison to what you have been saying. I feel like my voice is really loud. In comparison to what you have been saying, it's a nice thing.
Okay, I've never stopped calling him Commander Fuckface, first of all.
It's a term of endearment in the UK and Australia.
Oh, I guess he's a right ninny, ain't he? Right, mate. Anyway,
No one said ninny in about 500 years. Until this very second.
Okay, feel free to bleep this out in case this is really bad in UK slang. I remember back when I was watching Angel when I was way too young, like the Buffy spinoff. I remember
like early 2000s? Was that an Angel?
Well, that's when it came out. I was watching it when I was like friggin' 11 and 12.
So 6 weeks ago, cool.
This was right before I started watching your shit, old man. But
was I on it at that point?
Not yet. No, it was before I even started watching podcast. I'm just being a douche. I was like a good 3 years before I got into CBC. But anyway, my question. I remember in the episodes where Spike showed up early in the show, he kept calling people a ponce.
Ponce? Ponce is a thing, yeah.
What I was gonna say that, but I'm like, oh, that wasn't like an old Joss Whedon show from the 2000s. Maybe this is actually deeply offensive and I shouldn't say it.
No, it's pretentious. I can't even pronounce that. Yeah, it just means like pretentious. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna be like, oh, right ponce. And I was gonna be like, what if that's a really bad thing for me to say?
If it was nonce, yes. Nonce is the bad one. Ponce is also like you're asking someone for a smoke. And it's just like, can I punch a ciggy?
Okay, but again, I know what you guys also call cigarettes.
You know what?
I got angry at Commander Fuckface because we have him being an actual father to Rey. Meanwhile, Shinji is tweaking out. And then in the next episode we watch this week, I got even more angry at the way that he's talking to Shinji. I was like, hey, Rey. Hey, kiddo. How you doing? How we feeling? You want to go get some ice cream, Rey? How you feeling, Rey? Are we doing okay? Meanwhile, Shinji is in the corner, just like rocking back and forth, sobbing. I just hate this fucking guy.
I don't know why.
So here's another thing I thought was interesting. So up to this point, they never explicitly said what the dummy plugs were designed for, correct?
No, but I'd assume the idea of a dummy plug would be self-explanatory.
So here's what I got from the dummy plug before now. Very similar, but with a clear distinction. My read on the dummy plug was it was a remote plug for the pilot.
Not like an AI.
Not like a replication of how they engaged in combat, devoid of like all of the actual like sentiments of the pilot, but just like for lack of a better term, here is the fighting style of Shinji Ikari without Shinji Ikari being in the room. I thought it was more, like
Shinji Ikari's in this room, Ava's over there.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh shit, an angel just showed up. Shinji, you're too far away for whatever reason to get to your Ava. So we're going to throw you in here and you're going to remote control the Ava from over here. This is like an extra apparatus in case our pilot goes down or the pilot can't get over here. Again, like similar premise. I just didn't realize that it was more to negate the use of the pilot.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I'm like, I don't trust the AI, but I also don't.
I mean, no, you can't trust this AI.
These kids not have to be on the front line.
So this AI is bad.
Quite.
I can't remember what we're talking about.
Well, no, we're talking about the dummy plugs, but yeah, no. So I thought.
Yes, AI bad. Yeah, this AI bad. Magi good.
Yeah, it's a horrible idea used for terrible reasons, which we'll talk about in a minute. So I want to get to
So shock horror that the black Ava is the one that gets possessed.
I know, right?
Mm.
So at one point when they go to visit Ray's house, I said Jesus Ray is spooky in the way that she talks to Toji.
She's just a child.
I let out an out loud like groan of shock, not even shock, but like horror with the everything prophesied in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm like, it's like, oh no.
Good.
Great.
From that, do you have any idea what they are? No.
Well, I mean, it's prophecy.
Mm.
It's sincere
There
prophecy.
Is that, yeah?
So I was like, great. There's like, this is a great moment for me who loves to watch science intersect with the supernatural. So I was entertained to see that there is, while they're doing all this scientific playing God, that there is also like mystical prophecy at hand. I'm like, give me more.
See, they have all the spoilers. That's what it is.
Exactly. Next up in my notes was just me talking shit about Kaji. I called him a fucking pervert.
That's too far.
I'm sorry. It's give you something for your mouth to do to Jesus.
He has to keep up appearances. He's a double agent. Man. Come on.
I understand. Do you have to be a double agent who's also subscribed to Andrew Tate for fuck's sake? Like, holy God.
I mean, I think Kaji's got more than the Ken doll down there, but
I mean, I certainly hope so to justify all of this. So at this point in my notes, they're like alluding to the fourth child or the fourth children. I'm talking about them like the Inquisitor was a fourth brother. No, it's the fourth sister with the Inquisitores. But anyway, I was like, who the fuck is this new kid? Like, again, like I'm watching the hard cuts to Kaji and I'm like
Toji,
and I'm like, okay, like, come on. And I put in my notes, it cannot be this fucking dunce. And that was my
as in reference to Toji.
Yeah.
Man.
For all the reasons I said earlier. I don't know why my camera's being super laggy all of a sudden, but
it looks fine for me. That is some Oscar language right there.
I know it was. And then she said it, basically.
The Idiot Trio.
Yeah, so beginning of episode 18, I had the first time I referred to him as Junior ROTC. I have, after that, my notes read... Asuka doing way too much again when she gets into class. I will say, though, Lovebird comment got a legit laugh out of me. It got a sincere laugh out of me.
It's because the sexual tension between these two kids is insane.
Yeah. I had here again, Kaji still low-key in it, a little bit incelish.
Wow.
And then once
can't you be misogynistic without being called an incel these days? Wow.
That's like my favorite off the record Scotty J-Ro quote that I'm gonna out him for right now, where he once, completely in jest, this is not an actual opinion Scotty J-Ro has, but one time in a message said, and I quote, "It's like it's illegal to be straight on Twitter anymore."
Wow. Anymore? Wow.
And I need everybody to know that this was post Elon that he said this. It's very important to me that people know that happened. And anybody who watches this and the Bombad cast, whenever they come back from their little hiatus, please be sure to bury the chat in "It's like it's illegal to be straight on Twitter," and watch Scotty's face turn a similar shade of red as my shield right here to give me Jarod a nice little laugh and let him know that I'm in the fucking walls. Ahead of that.
I'm not sure if I condone psychological warfare, to be honest.
Really? After everything else you've greenlit, me doing a little bit of psychological warfare at him is somehow below the belt.
I don't know how to take that. That feels like an attack. An uncalled for attack on my person.
But yeah, I also had I had a little bit of like a shit-eating grin when I typed out, well, motherfucker. Whenever the angel got possessed. It's like, you stupid bastards really let an angel possess one of these things. I was also surprised.
Well, it was the Americans that let it get possessed. So.
I was also surprised because I don't think that they've ever depicted it being this potent until now. Just how like deadly profound the like psychic / nervous system bond was between Ava and Angel.
Oh yeah,
Ava and Pilot. It's like up to this point, like we've seen like the Avas get like beat up and the person inside like having a bad time.
I think the only time you actually see it like this before is when Toji and Kensuke go in Unit 1 in that fight. Because those little like laser arm whips go through Unit 1's like stomach and shoulders and that. And I'm pretty certain you can see where it is on Shinji. I think it's the only time it's really depicted like this.
Well, okay. Granted, that was a while ago for us. But even then, I was like, oh, like he's connected to it, so it hurts.
Yeah.
But like watching the possessed Ava like grab up on Unit Zero's arm and start to crush it, and they're like, eject the arm, and we watch Ray keel over, like, holy shit, it feels like my arm just got ripped out. That shocked me, and then seeing like the indentations around Shinji's throat as the possessed Ava is choking out Unit 1, I was like, oh wow, that was really visceral. Whenever I also have in here Commander Akari, you rat fuck. Because like it's one of those situations where, and again, this is not a criticism of the story, it's criticism of the character as written as a person for like me, the viewer, and how I feel about them as a human being. I understand that the stakes are high. I understand that on some level, there might even be a perverse version of I gotta protect my kid going on with Commander Akari. It never seems like that is what he cares about. Maybe it is deep down, but he never lets any of that show. And for me, I had a moment of like, even a like middling, half decent father would be capable of going, Shinji, I need you to listen to me. It is you or the other guy. We will do what we can. I need you to either fight back or let me control so you don't have to do it. Like at any moment, Commander Akari could have let his guard down and chose to level with his kid like it's his fucking kid. And again, just talk him through it. Be like, Shinji, I need you to listen to me right now. I understand there's somebody in there. We will see what we can do. We cannot afford to lose you. I cannot afford to lose you. Like, it's one of those moments where, like, maybe Commander Akari thinks that if he is as distanced and puts enough of a barrier between his feelings and his work, that it will make him a better leader, a better scientist, a better tactician, whatever. Maybe that is his rationale. I feel like I'm giving him too much credit by putting that on him, but maybe that is where he's coming from.
So maybe you are.
But he has put so much daylight between himself as a father and the Commander Akari title and persona that he is unable to realize that he would have done Shinji more good by just talking to him like that's his kid. And going, I need you to listen to me. either let me take control or fight back. Because right now,
But that's what a rational person.
Nobody survives. Like right now, everybody dies. Right now, everyone's fucked. So I need you to make a call, and I will go with you as best I can. But that is not who he is, and because of that, he actively makes the situation worse. He actively makes the situation worse with his behavior, and I again find the savagery of Unit 1 to be very compelling and ask a lot of questions, and beg a lot of questions, because up to this point, you and I have been talking about is that some part of Shinji that freaks out and turns into a bloodthirsty maniac, is that the Eva making him make those decisions? Like, is there something going on with like the psychic nervous system bond that's making Shinji freak out? And he is doing the bidding of the Eva, then giving the Eva permission to do the thing the Eva wanted to do and lash out in vicious violence? Or is it this Eva, because it's part angel, is kind of waiting for the smallest moment to be let off its chain to then go full fucking murder mode? We've been asking a lot of these questions. And kind of discussing. You obviously have the answers, but we've been discussing it. And I don't know.
We still don't get an answer in this episode. No.
I don't know what to do, because the Eva is, for all intents and purposes, using a replication of Shinji's fighting style.
No, it's Ray's.
Oh, it's using Ray. I thought, so the dummy plug it has in is just using Ray.
Yeah. That's why Ray's in that tube with like the big brain pipes around her. And when you see the dummy plug.
They were still testing her. Okay. And
when you actually see the dummy plug at the start, like when it's all red, it's got Ray on the side of it. So it's just like.
Okay. I thought they were, I honestly, okay. I didn't realize that was set up for this as Ray's plug. Still, Ray doesn't fucking fight like that.
Have we seen Ray fight properly?
Not really, but even when she does, they say, like, Ray, you're the support.
Yeah.
You're cover fire. You're running point. It's never, Ray, you're going in for the kill. Ray is never bare knuckle brawling an angel.
Yeah.
So that into literally tearing this fucking thing limb from limb, like just doing like Mortal Kombat fatalities, ripping this thing's guts out.
There's one really nice. It's not nice. It's just fucking disgusting. When it crushes its head, there's like 2 frames of its eye just go. And it's like, that's disgusting.
It's like
an animation standpoint. I love it.
It's like the Revenge of the Sith Dooku head bounce.
Yeah.
Where once you catch it, you look at it every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and for a brief moment there, I thought Toji was a goner.
Yeah.
And
I think, what, for all intents and purposes, he probably should have been. Like, you get crushed like that in a plug. Like,
These are one of my. I'm going to let them cook. I don't know how I feel yet. Part of me wishes he did die. Not as like a oh fuck Toji thing, but as a like.
For Shinji's sake, no.
For Shinji's sake, like.
I think Toji for Shinji's development.
Like, but no, I think Shinji having to come to grips with like, oh, nobody told me who it was because they thought it would spare my ego, and I just killed him. I'm responsible for his death. You could create and I'm sure Shinji, and I think rightfully so, would have been like, oh, I could have fought it to a standstill. I could have disabled it, and then we could have gone about recovering him. But because
I think Shinji from last week's episode, before getting sucked down into a 5th dimensional being, would have probably done that. But I think after that experience, and then after, just seeing that it's an Ava, and he knows how Avas work to an extent.
Yeah.
It's like
he understands he understands the practical mechanics of an Ava.
Also, his sync rate was falling. They talk about that, I think,
Yeah, they do.
The fourth child, or they talk about it in Ambivalence? It's 1-2 episodes.
But yeah, no, I mean, these are a heavy couple of episodes, and I don't know what's gonna happen next. I will say I caught the episode synopsis for the next one, and I am excited to see where they go with it on a character level. But I did roll my eyes a little bit. I did roll.
What was the synopsis of it?
Basically, like, Shinji Ikari has decided he is never going to pilot an angel again, is going to leave Nerve, and then an angel attacks. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that episode.
There is a bug flying around. Sorry. That just really distracted me. But yeah.
For you?
Yeah. No, for me, it was because my windows are open because it's the sauna in here. It was just like, Well, you'd be glad to know that it's another twofer next week.
Oh, nice.
You have back-to-back twofers. Twofers? That's that really like.
I like that.
And then that's your last one for a while.
Of course. But yeah. Good shit.
The ends of man's notes. Good shit. Good. That's what we like to hear. I love these 2 episodes. I always wish we got more of Unit 3.
Is that it for Unit 3? Like, he doesn't get anything back?
That is for you, yeah. I'll tell you that now. You don't see Unit 3 back.
Oh, so Kaji never actually becomes a pilot?
No, because Kaji's a double agent.
Toji, you know what the fuck I meant. I got so.
I mean, the guy that's like, my name is spelled with an O. Like, come on now.
Anyway. I will say, while I was at Steel City Comic Con, I think I came across a completely out of context spoiler that I have, Mitch. When I say I have zero context for what I saw,
I know, but I'm just like,
there was this one booth that had a lot of really beautiful anime art. And out of the corner,
what was it?
out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, oh, that's Unit 1. And I followed my gaze, and I saw it, and it had 4 pilots on the page. Or at least it seemed like 4. It seemed like 4, and it did not look like Toji was the 4th. I mean, I may have taken a picture of it. Hold on. Give me one moment.
Unit 1 with 4 pilots.
It may not have been a pilot, but it was Ray, Asuka, and
I think I know exactly who it is.
And Kenji. And hold on.
Because the background image that we use for this has got 4 pilots on it.
See, I have deliberately not looked too closely at it.
I'll be honest, I sent it to you to use for this, and then like 2 weeks later, I was like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have used that one." And you never said anything. It's just like, okay, cool.
I've gone out of my way not to look too closely at it, and it's normally so far away when I record that it's not that big a deal.
That's fair. To be fair, you can't actually see who the 4 are.
It does not look like I did successfully take a picture of it.
Good, because you don't have to look at it.
But yeah, no, but there was a 4th person there, and I was like, oh. And that's and again, I didn't immediately recognize them as Toji. So part of my brain was like, oh, I wonder who that guy is. And then like, oh, here comes the 4th person. And that's why my brain immediately went, oh, it's not Toji. It's Commander Ikari's bastard son. And that's why they're worried about Shinji's feelings. Yeah.
I mean, out of anything that might have happened, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's completely fine. You're all good. Nothing has been spoiled. Don't worry.
Yeah. Like I said, I was like maybe completely out of context. The only spoiler I have is that there's another character to join the fray here at some point. But
that's totally fine. You're not actually. What episode numbers were these? Is it 16 or 17?
And 18.
No. Yeah, you're not far off. Yeah, you're not far off at all. That's fine. That's all good. I thought you were going to say something else. There's one specific thing I had in my mind that I thought you were going to say, and I was actually dreading how to get around it. But you didn't say it, so it's completely fine. The show is safe. The sanctity of Pro and Noob is intact.
Don't worry, I'm never going to let anything fuck up the premise of this show.
I appreciate that. The experience is untainted. All right, is that the end of Man's Notes this week?
Yeah, it is.
Cool. Yeah, I like these episodes.
Me too.
They're fun.
They were a lot of fun. I like them.
Good. And as I said, another 2 for next week. So Netflix did not spoil you completely with the fact that you are repeating an episode.
Yeah. Again, I'm being very reductive to be funny, but
I know. It's hasn't it already happened twice?
No, this is the only time it's happened so far.
What, that he's left?
Yeah.
Huh. Well then, catch us next week.
Mm-hmm.
So could like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I can't do this code. I could not say subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Do the good stuff.
You know what you reminded me of? This is such a cursed.
Go on.
Cursed. Do you remember grade A under A? A YouTuber who lost their fucking mind eventually and just became a wild tool bag. But they had like this ridiculous British accent. It was like the guy with the little stick figure cartoon with like the long
with the bottom jaw. I used to.
But every time I go to say like, subscribe, do all the things, there's a little voice in my head that remembers the videos that teenage Jarod loved a lot. And that one episode, one video, he's like, "Subscribe! They tell you to subscribe!" And I'm like, I never have any desire to invoke grade A under A because, from what I understand, he became a real son of a bitch. But
that does not surprise me.
But
I do remember grade A. Yeah.
But anyway,
that was a good time on YouTube. That was the Wild West of YouTube, classic times.
Oh yeah. iDubbbz was saying the N-word and shit. It was great. It wasn't great, but it was wild. It was wild. Yeah, Wild West, exactly.
It's a moment in time where I'm like, you know what? I'll take that over current time right now. No.
I don't know. That's a hard one. But you know what? It was the Wild West, but it wasn't as good as Wild Wild West.
No, it was better.
No, it was not. That's an episode we should do with this show, is us watching Wild Wild West together.
I've already watched it, though.
You haven't watched it right.
Wow.
If you watched it correctly, you would love the movie as much as I do.
I mean, who says I don't like the movie?
I don't know. I just assume other people don't have as good taste as me and don't understand the cinematic masterpiece that is Wild Wild West.
That sort of attitude is exactly why you will be consumed by this dusty lowborn corn.
I will never be consumed. Anyway.
The D-Gen era for Jarod and TNAP will absolutely happen.
No, it will not.
And I'll be the horseman that ushers that era.
Never. But thank you guys for watching.
Where's? I can't.
I'm not letting you say anymore. Have a nice
D-Gen rides a pale horse.
Day.
Or Death rides a pale. Hey guys, thanks for watching or listening, whatever flavor you prefer. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the good stuff so you don't miss an episode. And of course, leave a comment, tell us what you thought about this episode of Neon Genesis. If you watched it before or you haven't, I generally love to hear what people think about this show. If you're following along with us, that's great. If not, and you watched it before, tell us what you think about this one specific episode in particular, because we are trying to keep Jarod spoiler free as much as possible. And any help is greatly appreciated for this little channel. project we're working on here. Trying to build this up. And of course, we can't do that without you guys. So, yeah, any help is greatly appreciated. And we'll catch you all for the next one. So, take care.